All right, I wanted to show you guys some of the stages of what it's like to grow these mushrooms. So we came to the farm, got some examples here, and I'm standing in front of some of our production carts, which is what you can expect when you're growing some of our kits at home. So behind me I have some blue oysters and some lion's mane. Now these blue oysters have already pinned, but I'd say they are 3 to 5 days away from being ready to harvest. They're very small. If you come to the table, this is what they look like when they first start to pin. So just the tiniest little bumps. And you know, nothing may show up for 3 to 4 days, sometimes up to 2 weeks, depending upon the conditions in your home. But this is what happens when they get started. They're gonna look like this, then they're gonna look like that, then they're gonna look like this guy right here. And this is when you know you're on your way to some really nice mushrooms. So that's how the oysters develop. When they are fully mature, what I have here is 2 different varieties of blue oyster, but the principle remains the same. You can kind of see how the cap is curled over. Now you want to pick the mushrooms when the margin of the cap has just started to open, but before it becomes fully flat. Now one of these is starting to flatten, and most of them are right about there, so that's when I would pick this mushroom. You want to apply that principle to these mushrooms, which are the ones you would receive in your blue oyster kit. Lion's mane take much longer, so they are going to be 1 to 3 weeks to start. And instead of having the little bumps, you're just going to see a white mass form. This one's probably 5 to 7 days old. It will then progress to becoming a cloud. I like to call them clouds. And then when they first start to form little tiny spines, that's when you know your lion's mane is going to be ready to pick. So this one I would say still has 4 to 5 days until it's going to be ready to pick. I would say this one, it's still pretty young. This looks really big, but I would say this one is 3 to 4 days away from being done. Now, if it's very cold, we keep it at 62 in here. They grow a little bit slower, so if it's cold in your house, you can expect things to take longer. If it's warm, they're gonna grow faster. So yeah, I'd say this one might be 3 to 4 days away. Could be a little longer, but hopefully we'll be able to pick it by Friday.